Hey guys, Trevor and Kathryn from Kokoda Caravans, and we're here to look at this beautiful customer's Digger 2. Rolled out of the factory yesterday. It was being Melbourne. Today's a bit nice with the sunny weather.
Yeah.
This one's a little different, so I wanted to show you guys this because actually the Digger 2, being a short van, normally has a door at the back. This one's at the front, and it's got a couple of fancy things inside. It's a bit different too.
Yep, so she's short, sweet, light, but very tough. Single axle, likes to pivot.
Yeah, so that's the difference of a single axle to a dual axle. Single axle you can pivot around. If you want a dual axle, actually, you can have this in a dual axle now, which is great. Just an option to add because we have this different step rather than having a step built underneath. Also why we can also have a front door on this because we have this step. So it's pretty cool. So quite a light van. It's only 18'7" long. So it's very easy to get maneuver around, and you can get into whether it be bush tracks, on and off beaches, around your home for a garage or whatever it might be. You know, some of those tight spots is good to use. Great, so let's have a little walk around the outside and then we'll show you inside, and you let us know what these fancy bits you guys like. All right, so on the awning side here, we've got a great awning. It's our standard awning. It's manual. You can have an electric awning if you want, but this one is super easy to use. A couple of picnic tables. So normally it has one. This customer wanted two.
More snacks, drink space.
Yep, spot on. Yeah, lots of drinks there. Normally have a 240 volt, 12 volt outlet and your TV point. So that way you can have, you know, your speakers playing out here, your TV set up for the football or whatever you want to watch. The TVs are a smart TV, so you can connect that to your Starlink or whatnot and get all your channels when you're remote, which is pretty cool.
Netflix and chill.
Yep, Netflix. This van has got airbag suspension, which is auto leveling. So you hit a button and it'll level itself off. Or you can drop it all the way down or however you want to do it, all from a remote, which is pretty handy. Which means that when you're reversing up and trying to find that spot and you're not quite level, just hit a couple of buttons and it'll level off. No more
shocks.
No more shocks and ramps, and yeah, it is much better. All right, so we'll continue around the side. Oh, sorry. On this side, so the awning side has three lights. It's got white and amber. So white lights are pretty handy for like dusk or whenever it's kind of like low light. And then when it's already dark, you flick them over to the amber lights, which will be anti-bug lights.
No bugs.
No bugs. Around the back here, so we've got two jerry can holders. You got your spare wheel here and your reverse camera.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite things about it because it means I can still just stay sitting in the car.
Oh, I like that too, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have to get out.
We'll come through this little gap here. So we have the toilet cassette coming out here. This we normally have as a standard the cassette toilet. Really normal, still a great toilet. There is a bunch of different toilets you can get, maybe 10 or 15 different toilets you can have.
Nature's Head, Ogo, Separera.
Yeah, a bunch of them, yep. So you don't have to have that. You can option a different one if you wanted. Just depends on your travel. Happy to talk shit with you all day long.
Shit joke.
Yes. You got your power inlets and your safety switches here. So if you want to plug into mains power or run your generator, so if you're off grid, you want to run that, you can do that from there. Very simple setup. Under the van here, you have two different boxes for your batteries. Standard, you'll normally have one battery, depends on what setup you have. This customer's got two 300 amps, so you got 600 amps of battery on this van, which basically will run everything you want. It'll run your aircon, it'll run your hair dryer,
hair straightener.
Yeah, induction cooktops, whatever you need, it'll run all of it. Basically, as an example, 100 amp hour will run about an hour of aircon and your fridges and whatnot. So that's going to get you plenty of hours without any solar coming in. This van has got a bunch of solar on the roof as well. We can set up whatever you guys need on that. I think for us, we love as much solar as we can get.
Yes.
We've got the hot water service there. And then here is your massive tunnel boot, which goes all the way through. Great for your deck chairs, fishing rods or whatnot. Yeah. On the other side, same opening. You can put a slide out kitchen or whatever you want from that. In here, we have got heaps of different slide out kitchens if you want to talk about that. This is for anything you want really. I normally use it for a generator, sorry, just to make sure that we have got endless amounts of power for our aircon.
And the hairdryer and the induction.
Kathryn likes to go to really warm places and make the inside the van like a freezer, in which case I have my jumper on
I like to get
inside.
nice and hot outside and then go back into a cool inside.
So we use a lot of power. At the front here we have, the van has a diesel heater because in winter when it's cold outside, Kathryn likes to have it really, really hot inside. So we have a diesel heater. These are standard across all of our vans, and that's a 5-litre tank there. You got your 2 gas bottles, and then on the front we have a articulating hitch, which is the Cruisemaster D035, and that's great for all the lumps and bumps and corrugations and all the areas going to go. It won't affect the car when you're travelling around when it articulates, which is really cool.
That's all the good moves.
Yes, good moves, huh? This side of the toolbox is the same as the other side with a slide. However, it also has a 12-volt point, so that way you can put your fridge on here or fridge freezer, depending on your type.
Yep, so the fridges that you can choose, we have multiple selections. Can guarantee that they will all fit enough champagne, beer, and a little bit of water.
Ooh, I don't know if it's going to fit enough. It fits
Sometimes you
lot.
need to get supplies.
Yes. Yes. You have to keep the restocking amount happening.
Yeah.
And this is the other side of the tunnel boot, which we're saying that lots of people leave it like this, or we have, I don't know, 15 different kind of popular slide-out kitchens, depending on what you want to do there. We can talk about those all day. The side of the van here, so we have the new step, which is really cool. So normally you have a step that would fold down and out. This one actually folds from the inside of the van. Super sturdy because it has its legs on the ground. It's okay if the ground's unlevel. You just adjust it with the little pin here. Fold it up when you want to travel, fold it out when you're camping, and you're good to go. That's a pretty cool step.
It is, I like it.
Yep, let's go inside, hey?
Let's do it.
Show you the fancy stuff. I love so the Digger normally has a good sized kitchen with the door here, whereas with the door at the front, actually get a way bigger kitchen, which is great. And then this customer with the king bed, oh man, this king bed, it's so good. So normally you have a queen bed, you can still have a queen. This customer's asked for a king bed, which is great. This means the person on this side would need to climb on and off the bed from the end, which is fine. And the other person can get on and off, whereas a queen bed, you'll be able to walk all the way around. But for taller people, not me, really love the length of the king bed as well, which is pretty cool. Underneath the bed, you end up with more storage. This van has so much storage. So 2 really deep drawers under here. You have your diesel heater outlet. Oh, the other thing is, lots of people will say how hard the bed is to make. But actually, and so if you can't walk around it to make it, you'd be on top of it. And actually we use a foam mattress so you can lift the corners up. So it's not an inner spring mattress you can't fold. So actually making the bed, as Kathryn would attest, that it's not too bad. In previous vans that we've had with the other mattress, I would have to make the bed because it was too hard on your hands. Yeah? We have overhead cabinets, like tons and tons of storage in this van. So you have overhead cabinets all the way through, little hidden handles to make it really smooth. You have a hanging rail cupboard. You can make that a adjustable shelves if you wanted to. And then you have a drawer here, just super deep, quite good, and then a little cupboard space down there too. So lots of really useful spots to store things, including a little niche here. In there, it's got like a 240 point, a 12-volt point. You've got your 12-volt fans up here. You've got your place for your TV. As I said before, it's a smart TV, so you can watch all your stuff straight through the internet, stream that anywhere you go. So from a bedroom point of view, it's really cool. All your setups here, so your Victron setup, I'll show you at the end. Great size lounge, as Kathryn's showcasing. Once again, we've got more overheads here. The table's a swivel table, so you can actually swivel it all around, move it to where you want it. If you wanted to take a smaller child or a dog or something like that, you can actually drop that down and option a tick, which is a table inlay cushion, and have that as a kind of day bed or whatnot, which is kind of nice like that. Your diesel heater control, your aircon, roof-mounted aircon and heating. The cool thing about our vans, all of them are made with a sandwich panel bonded construction. So that's like a fiberglass foam fiberglass. There's no timber in our framework. super durable. It's really easy if you were to damage it, like on hitting a tree or something like that. It takes quite a big impact, and it's quite easy to repair. But actually the best thing about it,
Insulation.
so well insulated. Yeah. If it's hot outside, the panels don't get warm inside. So means when you're turning on your aircon, you're just changing your air temperature. You're not changing all the temperature of the cupboards. And we've had vans years ago, it used to be timber vans with insulation. But you know, your cupboards on
The cupboards don't get hot on the
your
inside.
doors will be warm, or you open this up and you feel the heat come out of the, and then like if you have your bread or whatever in there, it's kind of, you know, getting quite hot, isn't it?
Mm.
So yeah, the insulation's awesome. No more downlights through the roof. It's all like really nice lighting above and below the overheads. You've got a microwave, which we've now hidden away. So it goes in a cupboard rather than looking at it, which is great. You don't have to have a microwave, you can opt to have it out. One kind of thing is we make our vans all for off-road, very durable. And so actually it's got a big brace that's bolted through, so your microwave, even in the harshest conditions, just can't come away.
And it's a flatbed microwave too.
What does that mean?
That means that the glass dish doesn't fling.
Yeah, so there's no glass rotating plate,
Yeah.
right? So in a normal one, you just have to like kind of package it away, ready for travel, especially if you're going on those bumpy roads.
Corrugations.
Yeah, we did have one day that actually it popped out of the unit on the floor, and actually all the door for the microwave closed. We're like, why is this on the floor? And so none of that will happen anymore. And then the kitchen space. This is amazing. So as I said before, normally the door is here and the kitchen's up that way a little bit. Whereas with the door at the front end, we actually end up with a much bigger kitchen, which is a really amazing amount of bench space for all your meal prep or whatnot. And then up here, you've got kind of tucked away is your 3 gas burner cooktop and 1 electric. So if you're off grid, you normally run off your gas. If you're connected to a mains power, you might be able to use your electric one. Or with this customer, they have so much lithium, you could put a portable induction, like a electric induction, and just run off your inverter. So your inverter would be able to run everything off your battery. And then this is what we call a mini grill. So you can put in there like pizzas or toasted sandwiches or whatever you want to put in your mini grill there. You can option this to have a oven, which the oven will be here. The beauty of not having the oven is you end up with this really big hot drawer, which definitely makes a bit difference of your storage space for your cooking. Just another neat little storage spot underneath. We have a slide out spice rack, which is kind of handy for like for me, terrible cook, baked beans. You can move your racks up and down to what heights you want them.
He doesn't even heat them up. He just eats them cold.
Straight out of the can. Yep, all about efficiency. Once again, quite large space through here for more storage. And then a really good set of drawers. So the drawers, all the drawers are soft close. The reason they're soft close, well, they're nice and it's a bit fancy, nice. But actually the main reason is that on corrugations and stuff, all the way to the drawers held in with the soft close mechanism. It's not all on the handle. So if you've been off-roading and if this is not your first van, you understand what we're talking about. Is normally you would break your handles because of the weight that's in the drawer. Everything's just pushing on that handle, whereas this drawer holds it in from the drawer runners. And there's no screws on the side, which means that all those corrugations and things like that aren't wearing away at the screws where you have your drawer on the floor when you get there. It's all metal sided, so there's no maintenance on those drawers when you're going off grid. So really nice space, massive windows. Yeah, this van feels really open. Yeah, it's a really big update we've done. Standard, this is standard on all of our vans, big windows. Every window has a fly screen and a blind, so you can pull up a little bit or you can pull up all the way and black everything out. And then you can open it up and have quite a good amount of airflow through it. It's pretty cool. Good sized fridge. What size is this fridge, Kathryn?
224 litres.
It's got a travel lock at the bottom, which will just make sure the fridge door can't open, and it's got the freezer drawer at the bottom, which definitely is a nice feature. My preference is that often you're getting things out of here, not your freezer, and then your freezer being a drawer is pretty handy too. That's a two-way fridge, which means it just runs off your battery. It doesn't run off gas. Years ago they used to always be gas, and what gas fridges are good for is if you're going to go and stay in one spot for multiple weeks, because what happens when you drive, the fridge temperature goes up a little bit, like gets warmer, and then when you pull up, it gets a bit too cold, and then it kind of balances out over a day or two, which makes all your veggies kind of soft and whatever. We have a lot of veggies. For your steaks, maybe it freezes them and unfreezes them. Whereas a 12-volt fridge just stays consistent whether you're driving or parked up. It's really, really cool. You got your 2 hatches, 2 skylights here, which is great. They also have your blinds and your fly screens and your lights on them. So you've got plenty of lighting inside. You can really do what you want with it. And then a really good ensuite, great size. We've got the shower in here. Roof hatch, adjustable height shower rows, and that's all an ABS shower, so it's not fiberglass, so it's quite really durable for that. Great size mirror. Hey. Overhead cabinets again, great size basin, lots of drawer storage. Again, the amount of storage in this van, everywhere you go there's storage. And then this blanked off one here is for your 3 kilo wash machine. What size wash machine?
3.2.
3.2? Oh, there we go, 3.2. And then you have your toilet, which we spoke about before, being the traditional Gazette toilet. More shelves here. It is hanging or shelves. You can adjust the shelves to where you want. Great for your towels or kind of bulkier, like, you know, you might have a spare blanket or whatnot. And then a couple of open shelves in here, toilet rolls or bath towels, whatever you want in there. Pretty cool space. Sliding door, bit of privacy. Pretty fancy. Oh, and the flooring, really nice flooring. So we always use linos that have like a stain protection in them, because we want to make sure that when you go on those red dust areas, you track it through the van. Doesn't matter how good you do it, not bring it into the van, you will trudge it in here. And so actually having something to be able to clean it off so you can't tell you've been in those pretty cool areas afterwards. We love going to those areas. We want to make sure the van's clean and tidy after.
Yeah, easier to wipe.
Yeah.
You would know.
I would know.
So you wouldn't know.
No. I actually hate a dirty floor, so I clean the floor a lot.
That is true.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can.
Yeah. And then up here, we've got the brains of the van. So this is all Victron. This is our standard across the whole range. It'll tell you how much battery you got, what solar's coming in. Really simple or your water tanks, inverter on and off. So if your inverter's off, you can't run and you're not connected to power, you won't be able to run your aircon or induction cooktop. So to make that easy, all you do is you push a button here, your inverter would turn on, and then you can run all those 240-volt appliances. And you can either leave it on, or when you're finished, you click it off and save a bit of power. So that's pretty handy. Light switches everywhere, and yeah, pretty good space to hang out in. This van's also got a dust reduction system. This one's been the Dometic one. It's not powered, so you don't have to worry about turning it on and off. It's just always on. Our vans, we make them for this type of travel. So actually we do a lot of things on the van during build to make sure that they're not going to get dust in through the floor or through the walls, or it's only got a few little vents on them that are required for your gas. If you don't have gas, there won't be any vents. So actually we do a lot of little sealing on spots to not have dust come in anyway. So you ultimately don't really need them. But if you want to make sure there's not at all any dust that comes in during travel, then yeah, we've got a few different dust reduction systems to put in. What do you think?
That's awesome.
Cool. Well, if you want to know any more, give us a call, jump on the website. We've got heaps more videos on our YouTube channel. Check them out. Let us know what you think. Thanks, guys.